This is my dear friend, Alison Proffit of the Proffit Coach. And welcome, Alison.
Hi, Hollie. Thank you for having me today.
Yes, I'm so excited. We got the opportunity to first connect through Weibo Network.
Yes, I love Weibo Network. Total fan.
Yes,
Geek
me too.
out over it all day long.
Well, and we both are directors of chapters here in the state of Colorado. And the fun thing about that is we get to attend each other's meetings, share each other's knowledge, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring Alison here. Tell us what you get to. Well, first of all, what is your spirit animal?
Oh, my spirit animal. So, my spirit animal, I would say, is a blue heron. There's a long story around it, so I'll skip over the details of the long story. But essentially, I was going through some like personal things, and a friend and we were kayaking on this river, and it was like right before I took some leaps into moving into my business and away from my HR career. And we saw this blue heron, and it was in front of us on this creek, and we kept paddling, and we kept coming upon it. And then at some point it flew in the other direction, and we kept like, it turned around and went back downstream. And we also at some point turned around, and it was there again. And when I came home and looked up the meaning of that, seeing a blue heron, it just really, really resonated with me. In fact, my first business was called Amazing Journey Coaching, and I actually integrated, it's kind of hidden in that logo, the image of a blue heron in that. So my first logo was like so special to me. So yeah, blue heron, they're very graceful. They're resilient. They can like stand on these tiny little legs, but they like can just swoop their arms and just fly so gracefully and beautifully. So
I love that. How did you get started in what you do for people?
oh gosh. So it's actually I my whole career I spent in human resources, and I did a lot of coaching and leadership development in that line of my work. And I decided to hang my own shingle after I got my coaching certification through a program called IPEC, and it's an energy leadership program. And 3 weeks after I finished my program, I actually was let go from my HR job. So it was like the world was
Wow.
thrusting me out there and saying, hey, that dream that you have, go get it. Go fly and go get it.
Oh, that's a
And
perfect visual for what you just described a second
yeah, that
ago.
wasn't planned, by the way. And so that was in 2017. And between 2017 and the fall of 2019, I'd actually tried to start my business 4 times and failed every time. And before the fourth time that I tried to start my business, I'd actually taken a job in sales. A friend of mine was encouraging me to look into taking the sales opportunity, and I thought, this is ridiculous. I've never done sales before. I spent 15 plus years working in human resources, and I'm a coach. Like, I don't know anything about sales, and the company was Constant Contact,
Oh,
so I also didn't know a whole lot about marketing. And she was like, you'd be great at this job. Like, sales is just like connecting with people, and you're so great at that. And so I got that job, and they taught me how to sell, and they wanted you to sell in a way that was very authentic to yourself. And it turns out I loved selling. And when I started my business Proffit Coach, first off, I was born with the name Proffit, so I didn't change my name for my business. When I started Proffit Coach, I really more started it in the marketing strategy side of things. And I started making sales really quickly. And people were like, how are you doing that so effectively? And I was like, oh my gosh, my business is taking off this time because I understand how to sell. And I love selling now. I mean, if you would have asked me 5 months ago if this would be my business, like consulting, training, and coaching around helping small businesses sell authentically, I would have laughed at you, quite honestly. But now it's like it's my calling. I can't describe how amazing it feels when I help a client that feels stressed out about the sales aspect of their business, but know that they're called to do something in this world, but they just can't seem to figure out how to make money doing it. Helping them do that so that they can make the impact in the world that they desire to make, it lights my soul on fire.
You can tell. You can tell. You're just glowing as you're talking about it. I love it.
Oh, thanks.
That's perfect. Well, what an interesting journey. And it's fascinating too, because all of those previous careers and jobs have all played into this one. And one of the most beautiful things about getting to meet you through these programs was I don't really have a whole lot of sales coaches that I get the opportunity to work with anymore. And a lot of folks that I've seen in previous lives, if you will, that they're really just heavy, aggressive lead pushers, except for one that, she actually doesn't do sales coaching anymore. But so what is your thought on that? Like, you mentioned the word authentic, which I love. So authentically being present in the sale versus an aggressive, almost desperation out of a sale. Like, what do you feel is the difference between that?
So the difference is where you're coming from. I think sales is a service, and it can only be a service if we understand our values and the values of the person we're talking to. And I teach the sales process, which is a process that's been around for eons. It's not a new process, but how I teach sales conversations is it is about connecting. And I use the 3 C's: clarity, confidence, and connection. So when you're in a sales conversation, I think it's very important to almost detach from the outcome.
Mm.
Like, let go of, like, I need to get this sale. Because when you, even if you don't say that, when you are like being that like bully, trying to like bully somebody into the sale, even if you are not using words that way, energetically, that's still showing up. So they're
Yeah.
feeling like, whoa, I need to put a barrier up. I don't want to be pushed into this sale. So when you detach from the outcome, you're able to stay in line with the 3 C's, like being really helping understand that you're clear on what is the person you're speaking to, what is it that their pain points are,
Mm.
why is it important to them, what are their values. And you don't necessarily go in that call and say, hey, what are your values, right? There's ways that we can weave that into a very conversational style. That's my style. I'm a connector. I love when you're connecting with a person. And but you, when you're in a conversation, I think all conversations could turn into sales conversations. um, but when you're in that conversation and you're getting that clarity, so clarity is the first C. The second C is confidence. If you are really comfortable with what your offerings are and knowing that you're not a slimy salesperson, but your sales process is just an act of whatever your top value is.
Mm.
So, for me, connection is one of my top values. Sales is an act of connecting. I'm connecting with another person. I'm connecting the dots between where they are and where they want to go. And the bridge is my services. Sales is an act of love, right? There's a lot of people that are very heart centered in the kind of work that you and I do. And sales could just be an act of love. So when you put it on in that lens, you can feel more confident in going into the conversation, knowing you're not being slimy, you're not pressuring somebody, you're coming at it from a place of whatever aligns with your highest values. And then
Ooh,
the
I
third
love
C
that.
is connecting. Yeah, yeah.
So good. So good. Oh, so I'm just sitting here and I'm feeling your energy, and it's so nice and refreshing and um, peaceful. There's a huge sense of peace about you. Uh, so tell me about your ideal client. Who do you work with most?
Oh, yes. Okay. So, service based business owners who are doing work that they believe will make an impact in the world. They are growth oriented. They just want to serve people. I know I like had to pause there, but it was just like they just want to serve.
Almost through
And
like a greater purpose, right?
yeah, there's like a greater purpose, and they might be hiding behind their computer. They might be hiding behind this fear of, is it greedy for me to want money for this thing that I just love doing? I would do it for free. So it's helping them break through that. And sometimes with my clients, it's also breaking through some old money stories, because sales is so tied up in our money mindset. I worked with a business owner who, she's been in business for 15 years, and she just came through my mastermind program, and we increased her prices significantly. And we did a lot of work to get her to that point of like what the price was. And I have some tools that I use in that process so that it makes the price something that's, you're able to see the tangible, like why that's the value that you're asking for, so that you can feel good and confidently ask for that number. And she started closing sales at that higher price point right away.
Yeah, I find that we kind of tend to undervalue our service, right? And I don't know why we have that hat. I don't know why we don't understand our value, and maybe some of it has to do with the confidence of putting it out there, but also just not really having confidence behind the full. I don't know how to describe it, but we definitely undervalue ourselves. And
I have some theories behind that, if you'd like me to
yes, please.
share some profit theories. So when you think about, so you do stuff in the social media world, you probably have a network of a lot of other social media people in your circle.
Yeah.
And you're watching them. You're maybe looking at what they're offering, their prices, how much education they have, what's their background. And it's so easy for us to compare what we're doing with other people, and saying like, well, like my program doesn't look that fancy, or I don't have that beautiful funnel with, a 5-day challenge, and like I don't have all that ironed out. So how could I charge that same amount that other person is charging? It's so easy for us to compare. And that's why I think there's multiple schools of thoughts about when you are working on your pricing. I think it's good to be aware of what's happening in the market. But the truth is that people don't buy based on price. Like, think about yourself. Like, have you invested in things because like, and trust the person, and you felt that thing inside of you that you're just like, I want this in my life, and I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And those people that sold that to you, it didn't feel like a sale. It felt like a mutually beneficial thing that you both wanted to partake in. And so I think that when you are thinking about what you're doing with your pricing, and if you're out there looking at what everybody else is doing, you have to stop and ask yourself, why are you doing that? And are you aligning like your own worth just based on like a number you see on a website?
Right. That's a really powerful thought. Yeah, I mean, because comparison will kill us, right?
And it'll stop us from acting.
Our season of being where we are isn't someone else's beginning, middle, or end. That's right. And it's our unique season. So I love that. I love that conversation behind there. What are the different ways that you serve people right now? I believe you said you have a mastermind.
I do, yes. So my mastermind is called the Sales Success Map. It's helping you create the path to profits for yourself, because profits only come when you have cash flow, and sales equals cash flow. So it's a group program that has some great one-on-one time. What we do is we talk through mindset of sales. I teach the sales process components, and then we actually do customized scripting work so that you're not stuck figuring out what are you supposed to say. So that part of the work is really powerful, and there's a lot of mindset breakthroughs that happen there too as I do that one-on-one work. And then we come into the group and we do role playing. The thing that I learned at Constant Contact is a sales organization does role playing with their salespeople almost every single day.
Mm.
When we're in small business, we're not doing that because we're just doing all the things, and we're not practicing our sales conversations because it doesn't feel safe. Every time we're in a sales call, it matters a lot to us, and we don't want to mess it up. So my Sales Success Mastermind is my signature program. I love it. People have had amazing results in it. Of course, I work with people one-on-one as well. And then because Constant Contact is part of my wheelhouse, I do also do some work with helping people get a kind of a jump start in their email marketing journey if they've never really done it, or they've done it but feel like they've not really figured out how to do it effectively. I can help them with getting their account set up. I do some one-on-one training as part of that setup process. And right now there's so many businesses that are jumping into the e-commerce and digital space unlike they've ever done before. So Constant Contact's not just an email marketing platform. They have a website builder tool, and there's a lot of things that people are like, oh, I didn't know that that's a thing. So yeah, so those are my little offerings that I do to help people be able to be more authentic and getting their business out there and serving the world.
I love that. Would you mind sharing a challenge that you've encountered just in the life cycle of building your business that you've been able to overcome? I really feel like that might be a really good way for people to look at something in their life that maybe they're struggling with and just further that connection with you.
Yeah, so I would say it's not necessarily just in the iteration of Profit Coach, my business that I have now, but the journey of failing those 4 other times. And and I knew that it was because I wasn't making sales, and I was like, maybe it's just I don't have a good product. The truth is my product offerings were great, but I didn't know how to sell. And sales stressed me out so much.
Mm.
And I bet everybody watching this can resonate with that feeling.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can just make it not stressful. It's like you have to shift it, because energy doesn't just go away, right? It's like I have a glass of water here. If I take this water and I like pop it down, like the water moves, right? Because energy has to go somewhere. So if you're feeling stressed about sales in your business, it's like, let's shift it from being stressful to being really fun. And so I didn't realize that sales could be fun. And now it's like what I teach people. Like it's so funny to me. Like if you would have asked me, like I said before, like, because I struggled with that so much. And that was a big challenge, because how many businesses shutter their doors because they're not making sales? And if you're not making sales, you don't have money to pay your bills or pay yourself or live the life that you dreamed of when you imagined your business.
Yeah. Oh, so good. What's some way that someone could connect with you right now and just take that relationship even further?
Yeah, I would say that one of the ways you can get in touch with me is here on Facebook, and my business page is at Profit Coach, and that's Proffit Coach, COACH. I always say profit is spelled like making money, but with 2 F's, because extra is better. And you also can send me an email at Alison at profitcoach.com, and that's ALISON at profitcoach.com. And I just actually launched a new series called Profit Talks, kind of a similar format to what you have here, Hollie, which I love. I'm so excited. You're actually going to be on it at some point, so that's going to be really exciting. So stay tuned for that to see Hollie and I together. But we're going to be flipping the tables, and I'll be asking you the questions. Yeah, I would love for anybody to tune in and watch Profit Talks on my business page. If you think you might be interested in joining an episode and being featured, I would love to connect.
I love that. Yes, I'm so excited. I think it's so valuable. Bring people in, let's collaborate. let's build our business. Let's get rid of the fear. Let's get rid of the confidence issues with our pricing, our money, our sales. And now's the time. If we're preparing now, in 3 months from now, the work we've done is paying our bills and feeding our families, right? So you really you can't sit still. You have to take action. I think the masterminds can be really valuable. Obviously, all of your shows that you're going to be doing through Proffit Talk. There will be a link in here for all the ways to get in touch with Alison so you can connect further, her website address, her Facebook page, and everything. This was great. Thank you so much for taking some time with me. I'm so honored to get to introduce you to my community. And this, I just love your message and your value. And I look forward to doing more work with you.
Yeah, me too. And because the truth is like if you're doing a good job marketing on social media, like what Hollie helps her clients do, marketing doesn't matter if you're not converting the sale. So that's why we have such a great synergy together. So I'm so excited to continue partnering and collaborating with you, Hollie. It's been a blessing to spend some time with you here today.
Oh, you're awesome.
Heart.
Well, cheers to your success, my friends. Let's be awesome in all things we do. Thank you so much, Alison Proffit, for joining me today. We're going to close out. Share this with your friends, other people you know in business. There's a lot of value in this message, and it doesn't have to be scary. So let's be awesome and do this together. Bye, guys.